Hey everybody, Cynthia here. I thought I would do a tutorial on altering corks, and I also thought that I would do answer some questions and just give you a few tips that I've learned. I'm pretty new to altering corks and stuff, but I picked up a few things, so if I can share it with you, I will. And I had a ton of questions yesterday, and I tried to answer them, you know, by sending messages to you guys, but I thought I'd also mention them on the video, and that way I could share them with everybody. So first and foremost, I had a lot of questions on where you could find corks to alter. Most of my corks I got from friends, to be honest with you, but I did some research. You can find them on eBay. A lot of times they'll sell them, but you'll find them most of the time on auction, so you'll have to bid for them and then hope you win them. I haven't seen any buy it now corks, but that doesn't mean they don't have them, so you could check out eBay. A friend of mine, Misha from Scraps and Things 1, had told me she saw them, I think either in Joann's or Michael's, and they sold them in a little bag, or you know, like a bag of them, but they were mixed sizes, so you only got like maybe 2 bigger ones, and they were plain. They didn't have any of the print on them. I'm not sure if they still carry them. That is something you might want to call your local Michael's or your local Joann's or AC Moore and ask if they do before you waste your gas going. But I was told you could find them there sometimes. And then what I did this morning is I did a Google search, and I came up with tons of places that sell these. All I did was type in my Google search wine corks and supplies. A lot of people make their own wine at home, and so a lot of suppliers out there sell the bottles, the cork tools, you know, to push them into the bottles, and they sell a ton of corks. I looked up one place, which was one of the first ones that popped up. I think it was called letsdowine.com. I saw that they take PayPal, and they also had a package where they sold, like, I think they were like these with like the grapes and stuff on them. They were really cute. I think it was like a pack of 30 for $3.99 or something like that. So I thought that was an awesome deal. And I did see that they took PayPal. Now, I've never ordered from them, so I don't know how they would be. But my best advice to you is Google search it online, wine corks and supplies, and a lot of these type of places that sell these will pop up for you. Okay, so that was one of the questions. Another question was, how do I assemble them? Where do I find the chains and the clasps? So I'm going to go over that really quick. This may end up being a 2-part video because I don't want it to go too long. So if it is, I'll let you know, and we'll cut it off, and then I'll do another video. These are the clasps and chains that Tim Holtz carries. I found these at Joann's and Michael's. Now, I got mine on sale. They're a little pricier, but they come with a chain that you could just cut off, and I used one. I actually did this one the other day. I used the smaller one that it came with up here. I just used this part. I didn't use the chain. Okay. And then I added my own bead. So I made this one. Here's another one that I used, the Tim Holtz clasp. And I did this one yesterday as well. I don't know if you guys can see this. I have the bead, and then I have some of that eyelash floss, some ribbon. I wired on a birdcage charm to the cork, and whoop, then in the bottom here I hung this bead chain, this bead here, this bead, and this bead, and then I wove in some of the ribbon that I used up here, and then I melted it a little to give it like a distressed look, and then I hung the bird from there, and then a little bit of chain down here. So that was one of them I did yesterday. So you can find these at Joann's and Michael's, and I'm sure you can find them online. I also use these, and I got this idea from Lydia at I Triple Dog Dare You. I use fishing, I guess they call these swivel clasps. These are so cheap, guys. You can go to Walmart or, you know, your local hardware store maybe. I don't know, wherever they sell fishing supplies. But Walmart was like one of the cheapest. I got a pack of like, I don't know, 20 for like $1.47. So that's really great. They come in different colors. This is like a darker chrome, silver, gold. Those are like the 3 colors I mainly saw. And they also come in different sizes. And then they also sell just the regular swivel if you don't want the hook, because these actually come apart just like the Tim Holtz ones do. Okay, so I thought that was a brilliant idea when I saw her use these, and I ran right out and bought some. Also, you can use these kind of things from jewelry pieces, the lobster clasp pieces. You can find these at yard sales, you know, broken jewelry. A lot of people sell broken jewelry online. So you can use like the lobster clasp tops. This chain I picked off of a necklace, an old necklace that I wasn't using anymore. You can find a lot of chain like this, regular chain, in the jewelry department at Michael's, Joann's, online. And you can also find these at yard sales. Like, I get old necklaces I don't really like, but I use the chain for like 10 cents. So that's something else you might want to look up. I also use these. I use these for my altered dominoes. I drill holes in, and I also use them for my corks. They have like a little screw on the end, and then you can just screw them into your cork. I found these in the jewelry department at Michael's. I also use some of these pins. These are just the regular head pins. They're pretty long. Some of them I buy with the loop already in them. You can find these in any jewelry department at any craft store, probably AC Moore, Michael's, and Joann's. I also use regular wire. I use jewelry wire. I use this kind of wire. I don't know what gauge this is, but it's really strong. If you guys can see this right here, I made this little loop and out of this wire. So if you don't have, like, I don't know what these are called. See this one? It's oh, sorry, I'm not in focus. Focus. Give the camera a minute. There we go. It's one of those things where you can put signs in. I don't know the name of these, but it's rounded at the top, and then there's a long pin. And these were Tim Holtz. If you don't have those available to you, you can make your own, and I'm going to show you how to do that. So, I hope I answered some of your questions, and if you have any more, let me know. These, if I'm going to put these in my corks, I just start in the center, and I screw it in a little bit, and then I'll add glossy accents to this part here, and then I'll screw it in the rest of the way. That way, I mean, I know it's going to hold, but if you're hanging heavy stuff on here, you definitely don't want it to pull out of your cork. So anything that I use to put into my corks, I put glossy accents on it and then push it in. Okay. All right, I think I answered. I hope I answered pretty much. Oh, and the jewelry wire that's on this one here, you guys can see. I'll show you how I put it in the cork. And that was 26 gauge wire that I had used, silver. It's really, really easy. I just pick a part and I push it in, okay? And then I'll pull it back out. And I'll kind of make a crease in it. Like that. Okay? Then I take some glossy accents and I'll put it on that tip. Because I already have my hole started. Now I gotta try and find it again. Oh well, we don't need it. I'll just push it in. It's usually better if you start it ahead of time. And then I'll wipe off the extra accents, but I at least know some of the glue got in there, so the wire will hold. And then all I do is I wrap it around, and you can wrap it around any way you want. And then, whoop, drop in my stuff here. Cut that off there. And I will bend another piece because I know I want to put that much into my cork. And just kind of line it up and start pushing. Okay? Then I'll add some glossy accents to the wire. Just a little bit, you don't need a lot. And I'll push it in the rest of the way. Now this is a smaller gauged wire, so you don't want to push too hard. You want to push kind of slow so it doesn't bend and crease on you. And there you go, guys. It's in and it's sturdy with the glossy accents, and it'll hold really nice for you. So that's one way. I've also used the heavier gauge wire to do it, and I do the same exact thing with that. Okay? Which I'm going to do to this cork, so I'll show you that in a second. Let me get some of this stuff out of the way so that I can show you how we'll alter this one today. And I got some gesso too, so I'm not sure, you know, what I want to use. Okay, so let's start with the cork. I'm going to wire it up, and I use pliers, and I also use the round-nosed pliers. I'm just going to bend a piece. Okay, this is the part right here that I'm going to stick into my cork. So get it started. I'll add glossy accents to the wire. And I will push it the rest of the way in. Sometimes I use the flat part of my plier to make sure it's really in there good. And then I'll just wipe off the extra glossy accents. And then I start wrapping it around and kind of getting it in the position that I want. Okay. Cut a piece off. This is kind of thicker gauge, so I'll use my stronger clippers for that. I will bend a piece just like that. Okay. Wrap it around. Find out where the hole is gonna be. And I'll just start pushing it in a little bit. Add more glossy accents to it. Use the flat part of my pliers, and I'll push it in the rest of the way. Okay? That way I know that wire's in there pretty secure, and there's some extra glue in there to really hold it nice and tight. Okay? So we got that part done. Now what I want to do is add my bead up top. And I told you earlier I was going to show you how to make this hook here. I use the same thicker gauged wire. I wish I could tell you guys which gauge this is, but I don't. Just make sure it's, you know, sturdy enough but still pliable that you can work with it. I'm going to cut a piece off because I'm not really sure how long I want it yet. And I'm going to make my loop. And how I usually make that is with my, what do you call these, needle nose? I'm not sure. I'm sorry if you guys hear that noise. I pinch it between these two pieces, okay? And I'm going to wrap it around the bottom or the left side one time. So it looks like that. I'm going to pull my plier out, push it back in. So where the loop's on this side, and I'm going to create another loop by doing the same thing. Okay? You see how I have that, like 2 loops there? You just want to press these together. Okay, just like that. And then I kind of tilt this a little bit so that it's straight up and down, like so. Okay, so now you just created your own loop or O-ring with a long stemmed pin. Okay, I'm gonna stop the video at this point because they're making an extreme amount of noise out there. I don't know what they're doing. And I'm gonna come back with video 2 and show you guys how I thread this up, put it in the cork, and then add my beads to it. Okay, I'll be back with video 2. Thanks for watching.